Hello and good evening to a very special episode of the Threefold Racing Podcast. I am joined by my regular compatriots Jordan and Zach, but on this occasion I have a special guest, Ryan King, who is assistant trainer to James Owen. Ryan, pleasure to meet you and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us this evening.
No worries, lad. Good to join you. Good to join.
Right. I mean, it's a bit of a special one for us. We don't usually, this is our first, I think it's our sixth or seventh episode, and it's the first time we've actually had a guest on from the racing industry. So, just to sort of get you into the swing of things, Zach, I believe you got a few little icebreaker questions so we can hopefully get to know a bit more of your personality. Fire away, Zach.
All right, here we go then, Ryan. They're all a bit of fun. Don't worry too much. All right, here we go. So, beach holiday or adventure holiday?
Beach.
Oh, beach for the boy. Okay. Takeaway or home cooked meal?
Home cooked.
Home cooked. Are you an early bird or a night owl? I think this is a bit of a self-explanatory one, really.
Early bird.
Early bird. Not in with the missus or not out with the boys?
It's whether she's going to know about hearing about this, isn't it? Night in with the missus. Should we just go with that one?
Yeah, go with that one
Answer.
just to keep her on time. Yeah, good luck. Would you rather be mucking out or would you rather be sorting out the feed?
Mucking out.
Mucking out, getting your hands dirty. Right, this one's a bit tricky. This might be a tough one. For a dual-purpose trainer, it's either a flat classic winner or a winner at the Cheltenham Festival.
That's pretty easy for me because I'm from flat background, so I'd go with a classic winner.
Yeah, we love that. We love that answer. We love that. Okay, and then just a choice of jockey. If I was to opt to you, Ryan Moore or William Buick for one of your rides.
That's a hard one. I'd go.
You'd go Sean Bowen, wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah. On a knowing the lads more, I'd say to ride my horse.
Nice. Like it. Perfect. Thank you very much. I don't know if you've got anything to add for that, Jake. You got any others? Throwing the
No, I'm thrilled. I mean, we've talked about many times on this podcast. We're more of a flat orientated. We've kind of started at the wrong time of year for us talking about jumps. I mean, I am into it more than the others. But to be fair, once the spring comes around, we do get more excited. So I'm pretty happy with those answers. I like the diplomatic answer, choosing your missus over your friend, over your mates. Like I said, safe
Wasn't
answer.
hard,
Yeah. No, you don't need to put yourself into it anymore. Right. I'll start some sort of questions here. Because what I'm more intrigued was Jordan's kind of, Jordan from sort of growing up. I believe did you go to school together?
Yeah.
What was it? I do want to know what kind of character was he like? Was he a bit of a hooligan? Or was he
I'd say he was a quiet lad, Jordan.
quiet lad?
Yeah, good lad,
Yeah.
quiet lad.
I was quiet, yeah. We weren't with the hooligans at the back of the classroom.
Getting kicked out.
But no, it was
No.
good. No, you go, Jake, if you've got something
No,
to say.
no. So I was just going to kind of start with obviously growing up in Newmarket like Jordan. I mean, it's kind of fitting that you would end up getting into racing. When was it sort of you kind of realised that's the sort of career you want to go for? Was it a really young age, or did it sort of come a bit more later on in adolescence?
It was more later, so I was mad into football. I was captain of growing up, so played football from a young age, stopped at about 14, but I was captain, had trials for Ipswich and stuff like that. But my dad, he was from London, had nothing to do with horses. He got involved by moving down to Newmarket, and he got real friendly with a guy called David Morris. He sadly passed away, but he trained in Northumberland Plate winner and stuff like that. And he was my godfather. And from the age of about 14, finishing school at 3:30, I'd go to his evening stables, say from 4 till 5:30, 6. Used to get a £5 a week, £1 a night. And yeah, my dad had a few shares in a couple of horses and got going from there really. At school, took a MBQ 1 and 2. It counted as a sort of a GCSE thing.
Mm.
Go to the racing school 1 day a week, stuff like that. And yeah, got into it through that sort of way, really.
Yeah, Ryan. So I was gonna say, because at school, like racing wasn't really talked about anyone our age, was it? It was always football.
Yeah, football, man,
So I didn't
football,
know
weren't
that you went to like evening stables before or anything. So that's sort of like, to me, that's a surprise from knowing you growing up in school, because it was just purely all football based. Sort of when we were growing up, despite being in Newmarket, it was always, there was never really much talk from anyone younger going into racing. Is that what you sort of found as well?
Well, from like, looking back now, you think because we actually live in Newmarket, you think it basically is just horse racing. And I think about I don't know how many people would there have been. Would there been 100? Or am I exaggerating a bit in our school? Yeah.
No, that would probably be, I would probably say, yeah, it's about right. That's probably about right.
Well, say 80 to 100. I think three of us were. It was about three of us that were interested in horse racing. One now, Shelley Burkitt. So she's obviously on her mum's license now.
Yeah, I saw
Mhm.
that
Yeah, so it's
last
me,
week before.
yeah, it's been her, and then there was another lad called Rob. But, yeah, it's like from you think about that, so it's 3%. It's basically saying it's 100, but it's 3%. Like, that's mad, really, when you think about it, when you're actually in the horse racing industry, town sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's because it's such a, because that's all Newmarket's known for. So you just don't, like being young, you don't really think too much of it.
Mhm.
You're sort of accustomed to it rather than looking from the outside in, where you're so fascinated with a place that is known for horse racing because you grow up around it. It probably doesn't seem as surreal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Exactly.
Yeah. So obviously, then once you got into horse racing, where was your first stable you worked at?
Well, I worked at China Prize. I learned to ride there when I was 15, and then I went on to James Fanshawe's, where
Okay.
I'd done about 8 years there at Fanshawe's. That was a real good job. Loved it. Good guy.
Mhm.
Had good horses. Had the 1 year we had Deacon Blues and Society Rock, then the Golden Jubilee and the Wokenham Handicap.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was good time.
So were you just riding out during that time?
No, so gradually, like I built my way up. So traveling with the horses, not driving, but like sort of transport, traveling the horse to the races and stuff like that. And learning to bandage and all that sort of carry on, and then sort of work my way up to be like a people assistant there, sort of thing. Yeah, enjoyed it, loved it. It was hard work and early starts and that. It was, I learned from where I am now. I base myself on. I learned a lot. So the
Yeah.
position I'm in now is because what I learned, my grounding back then, sort of thing.
Yeah. So was this always the plan to sort of go to be an assistant trainer, or was it sort of just you've taken it sort of step by step, and when the opportunities come, you've sort of just gone, yeah, I'll just take a leap of faith and just go into that sort of job?
Well, yeah, like obviously I've always been the age of 16. Obviously, everyone wants to be a jockey, but it never really bothered me to be fair. Had a ride point to point, and that was about it.
Mhm.
I love the gallops and everything like that sort of side, and
Yeah.
I'm mad on I love the training, seeing the training side of sort of things. That's what I do
Yeah.
enjoy.
So have you got like an example with most jobs? It's like a 5-year plan of like what to do in the future. Have you got something like that? So like would eventually going into training setting up your own sort of thing? Is that something in the future you'd like to do?
I don't know. It's a hard one, isn't it? I think it's so hard. You know, you need good owners for starters.
Hmm.
Staff, you need good staff. Um, I don't know. It's hard. Obviously, yeah, I'd love to train, but if the right opportunity come up, you'd have to take it. But I don't think you'd set up off. I wouldn't like to set up off my own back with 5 horses. There, I think it would be hard.
Yeah, that would be tough. You don't really hear many doing it. Obviously, George Bowie's one who's done it when he had 3 horses or so, weren't it? And he's obviously gone on to do what he's done now. He's obviously bought, was it Godolphin's old stable now? One of
Yeah,
them? Or one?
Craven and Shadowfax. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's rare to go from 3 horses to something like that in the space of, what was it, 5-6 years?
yeah, 5, 6 years. Yeah.
Well, he had his
Would-
first first runner in 20. Am I right? In 2019, or was it something like that? And now he's had 400 winners. I mean, it's kind of like a start. I think everyone's dream, isn't it, to go from sort of cutting your teeth to being where he is in that short space of time. But I guess it's all about patience and sort of waiting for the right opportunities to sort of fall into your path.
Yeah, you need that backing from an owner, don't you? That's the main thing, because you see it with like James Horton. He's obviously gone away, obviously assistant trainer to Stout. He's gone out on his own. Luckily had the support from a certain owner, but that's obviously backfired now. So he's then got to start again, isn't he? So you need the right people behind you to have that foundation built. So go like with experience, Ryan. Would you ever think of going abroad to gain experience, like to Australia, or obviously I think like Hong Kong you need a license, but would you ever think of going to like Japan, Australia, or anything to build more experience?
Yeah, I'd love Australia. You know, you could get that's pretty easy getting a job there. I would like to go, but now I've got obviously home life and that changes things. But yeah, I would like to go because I think there is more opportunities out there. America
Yeah,
is obviously the same. You know, they're hard to get into. America and Japan, the Japanese actually take. You know, on the racetrack, it's hard to actually get a job there, sort of thing.
yeah,
But Australia, yeah, I'd love to go there, but like you say, it's a long way, isn't it, and stuff like that. But yeah, home life sort of changes stuff like that. So,
yeah. It's a
Yeah.
big sacrifice to sort of pack up and hopefully pin all your hopes on it working out in Australia. Because I think Gay Waterhouse is one who's sort of known for having people come in and like building a foundation to get experience, and then they obviously go on to be a decent trainer because like the prize money and everything is so good out there. It seems like it would be an easier foundation to sort of build compared to here, where the prize money is so little, and trying to use that money to pay for bills and everything. It doesn't seem like it's as easy here as it is abroad. That's like from the outside sort of looking in. Yeah, I think it'd be good to go out to Australia if you ever did get a chance. But it's a big sacrifice, especially obviously because you've got another half, haven't you? So for her to sort of pack up shop and sort of move to Australia for you, that's a big risk for her as well, isn't it?
yeah, it's massive. Yeah, I would. Don't get me wrong. I would love to go, and like you say, there is good opportunities out there, and the money is crazy, really, isn't
Especially when
Mm.
Ryan said he'd rather the lads over his missus as well. What a start that is.
Let's
Um,
talk about the current opportunity you've been given, because obviously now sort of worked your way up to assistant trainer with James Owen. How did that all come about, sort of to begin with?
So obviously, I worked for George Bowie for 4 years, and James Owen was a pre-trainer, and he used to pre-train all his yearlings. And he'd sort of be like an overflow yard to George. I went away to Dubai this year for George. Obviously, you know, see James started training. He had a couple of good wins. He had that win at market raising last year on the summer hurdle, like that, wasn't it? And you know, it was just coming through, and you know, you see these James Owen horses. They be winning first time out for him. People be like, "Oh, how's he improved that? How's he improved that?" And I just thought a change. dead end George's, I couldn't get any higher. And
Mm.
I see James, and he was looking for an assistant and stuff like that, and coached him. And yeah, he was keen to go ahead. And I think I went there in April, and I think we had 50 horses. And to date, that we built a brand new barn and that, and we're up to 105 with more horses waiting to come in, sort of thing. So it's been a pretty quick expansion.
Yeah, I
Been
mean to double it in such a short space of time. I mean, that is quite incredible. And to be fair, the success that you sort of kind of garnered together, certainly even am I right? If you had a few winners already this year, and obviously we'll go on to talk about some of your stable stars a bit later. I mean, I mean, you must be kind of riding the wave of excitement, really, in terms of you know what this year can bring, and what you've got to sort of ready to train and sort of unleash onto the scene. As you know, obviously with the Cheltenham coming up and everything. I mean, I assume you know everyone sort of morale in the yard couldn't be any higher.
yeah, no, there's a good buzz around the yard. They're quite young team as well, and you know everyone's mad keen about the racing, so that helps as well.
Mm.
So
I was
it
gonna.
seems to be we haven't
Oh no,
gone
I
a
can't.
week without a win. We haven't gone a week without a winner, I don't think, and it's been pretty crazy, really.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's super stuff.
I'm just going to jump in here, Ryan, quickly, just for people who might listen to this who might not have a full knowledge of racing. What does an assistant trainer's like day-to-day role actually look like? So, what would your like, yeah, I don't know, 4 in the morning till tonight look like?
All right, so basically today would be like James is away today, so basically, I step in.
Mhm.
My day today, I'd come in, I'd do the board, get everyone, you know, do the riders for the yeah, give them sort their lots out, organise what's going on. James obviously got Google Sheets spread list, and he knows he does the night before what the horses are doing, and then plan what what horse goes out and stuff like that. Basically, just see the morning over really, and you know, we go through the races together. So we didn't have any decks today, but you know, we chat about them. We have a good racing manager guy. He does our entries and decks. We'll sort of chat together. Yeah, pretty much see the morning through. And then tonight I'm here at Kempton, saddling up. Haven't got no owners tonight, but you always got faces got to be seen at the races, I suppose, sort of thing as well.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And also that segues quite nicely onto the. Obviously, James has got really great support from the Gredley family. What are they like to deal with?
Oh, they're brilliant. Tim's a great guy. Like after Wimbledon Hawkeye won the Royal Lodge, we went took us a few beers and we went out and yeah, they're down to earth. He's a good guy.
Yeah, brilliant.
Right, I think shall we let's go back to George. So talk about some of your sort of ones to look out for the season ahead. Jordan, I know you've noted down a few that you want to talk about first. Jordan.
Yeah, there's a few. We'll probably do maybe like one each. So I know Zach is keen on one or two of them. So I'll probably start on Burdett Road. Obviously a huge run in the Christmas hurdle behind Constitution Hill and Lossiemouth. Do you think he is like a genuine contender for the champion hurdle? If that is sort of where he's going to go to Cheltenham, or do you think he may just become like a bit too short, and maybe not just quite good enough for like a Constitution Hill?
Yeah, I think. Listen, you struggled to take him on, mind you. Really, let's be brutally honest. Any other year, I think you'd roll the dice and you'd go there, but obviously, you know, say no more about him. He's a really good horse, isn't he? And if anyone goes there thinking they got a chance to beat him, I think they're pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
Really.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Irish always try to poke holes into a lot of his runs. I mean, the fact is that, I mean, you probably agree with me, Ryan, that Burdett Road couldn't have run a better race on Boxing Day, and it's just the fact that he's just beaten by a bit of a monster, isn't he?
Well, yeah, we've won at Royal Ascot over a mile and a quarter, and I don't think we could go quick enough for him, could we?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
want
I
to
mean,
go online and talk about East India Doc. Obviously, I've seen he's got an entry a race at Leopardstown in Feb, I believe. But is the Triumph still the aim for him?
Yeah, so he'll go. He'll probably go to the Cheltenham on the 24th. You know, the trials day. He'll go there,
Mhm.
and then all being well, yeah, hopefully goes for the Triumph. School this morning was absolutely bloody electric. Yeah, he's gallops. You can probably gallop him with a 60 horse, and you can gallop him with a 100 horse, and he'll gallop the same.
Mhm.
I think that leads on
his
perfectly to like another horse, which you may be sick of sort of hearing about, Lavender Hill Mob, because there was a little while ago, weren't there, saying that he's worked as good as East India Doc. Is that just because of what you said? East India Doc could work, say, with a 60 horse and go probably just as good as a 60, and then work with like a 150 horse and go just as good at. Is it just because of purely that, and maybe it sort of misjudged it, or is Lavender Hill Mob half decent?
Well, I think East India Doc stays. He stays well, doesn't he? As well, that's Sam. Sam said Lavender Hill Mob. He didn't really. He thought they got home. He said, I was there with a chance, and then turning in, going to run up the hill, he was sort of empty. That's, you know, he did have every chance turning in that horse. He, he
Yeah,
was he was a proper 2 mile gonna stay sort of thing. He would have gone away from them and put them to bed. But I think
yeah,
an easier to. He's in at Warwick next week. He's got an injury at Ascot on the weekend, but he probably won't go there. He'll go to Warwick next week. We'll know more then.
yeah. Back on to sort of East India Docs. I didn't really mean to cut you off. I just thought it was a good leadway to Lavender Hill Mob. Do you think he's got a genuine chance with the Triumph? Because I think obviously you've got Nicky Henderson at the moment's got an unraced horse on UK soil. I think that he's picked up from France, isn't he? That's all of a sudden gone into like favouritism. And then obviously you've got Cromwell's horse. I think it's Hello Neighbour.
Yeah.
Who looked okay. Like for me, I didn't think he looked a world beater because I think personally, I think Zach thinks the same, and probably Jake, that he's probably one of the best novices / sort of juveniles over hurdles we've seen, especially this side of the shore. Do you think he goes there with like a proper genuine chance, despite being up against the Irish?
Well, I think, like you say, we know more. We know more about him next time he runs. I don't think he's beaten much, but what he has beat, he couldn't be any more impressive, could he? He was jumping like the way he scored this morning. It looked like you can't really explain it. He's just such a natural, and I think that is he goes out and he attacks them. He'll get a length or two at every hurdle. He jumps like he did this morning. Next weekend, I think he'll take a really really good one to do.
Mm.
Where you're kind of battling a little bit with history because Triumph hurdle winners from these shores have not done well in the last few years, but you kind of combine it with a little bit of a down year maybe for the Irish. I think East India Doc couldn't be more. It was the 18 length, wasn't it? But the winning margin prior to was it early December?
Mm.
Was so good, and like you said, he the way he finishes races, I think that could be telling, especially sort of the nature of Cheltenham, and obviously Cheltenham experience as well is going to be key.
Yeah, look at Sajina. I think he nothing would have beat him in the Triumph last year if he rocked up with those.
Yeah.
So
That's true. Yeah.
yeah.
Zach, I know that you've got a horse you want to ask. I believe it's OPEC. You wanted
Yeah,
to
see,
sort of pick the brain.
yeah, I was really impressed when he won on his previous start, Ryan, but didn't obviously show his true running last time. Just seemed to be a bit keen out in front and then sort of empty fairly. I think that is going to turn out to be quite a good race, actually. I think there were some smart horses in that race. Just a bit of an update on her.
Yeah, so she obviously fell, didn't she? She would have bolted up that day.
Yeah,
She won at Weatherby, impressive, probably 80% fit. She went to Fakenham, went round probably in a hack canter, and then went to Newbury and won the listed race. Might have run a. She probably had a hard race that day at Newbury. You know, she was keen that day, wasn't she? Obviously maintained a relentless gallop, and you know, she probably ideally should have got a break into her after that, but we needed to get a mark really. So she went to Chepstow. She went 125. She's gone for a break. She's back in now. She'll probably have a little whiz up somewhere, and she'll end up in the Boodles, I'd say, at Cheltenham.
brilliant.
Okay.
Boodles. Oh, that can be. I mean, that's usually. It's like throwing darts at a wall blindfolded sometimes, because you can get a lot of hard luck stories in that, can't you? I mean,
25 runners in it, won't there?
oh
Sure.
no, I mean it can be so messy, but just hopefully that she gets a nice whiz around there. I mean, like I said, been very impressive. And like you said, when don't sort of judge it on the full, because the first race in, wasn't it? Because she would have won that, would have pissed in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm very looking forward to it. Jordan, did you have any more horses you want to mention?
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on OPEC quickly. Because obviously she used to run on the flat, didn't she? So what's the sort of thing that you would see or James would see from switching to like the flat to the jumps? I've always been interested in that because I think she's run over a mile too, and that is normally sort of like the trip you look for a flat horse, isn't it? For like the jumps to start off with. Was it just because you maybe just wanted to think she's not really done much over the flat? Maybe like a switch to hurdles was sort of waking her up. Was that sort of the thing you look for, or what? I'm not sure
Well,
what you.
so obviously she ran quite early as a juvenile, didn't she? She ran in the July, was it? The July or August? She was in one of them
Yeah,
early. She was one of them early starters, and we do a lot of jumping. So we got like a menage in our. We do a lot of
yeah,
jumping. She was like a duck to water with it, really, and as you can tell, she is a real good jumper. Obviously, being a half brother's all mankind as well. You know, he's there to show he could jump. But it's pretty much it's a mad transition. If she was to run in a 0 to 65 at Wolverhampton next week, what price would she be?
odds on.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. I think if you drop them back, she'd be a massive improver on the flat. Like that. I think yeah, you'd have to give it a go, wouldn't you? Because let's be honest, you'd like think she'd win 3 or 4 really on the flat if you switched them. Yeah,
Yeah, was the plan always to go jumping with her then, or
she was
what?
in the sales. She was in the sales, to be honest.
Brilliant.
Oh,
And we
okay. So
and we
just
thought we'd
no
give her.
one, no one bid for her.
Well, yeah, and obviously she was good at the bat, and then we schooled her, and then we said that we'd give her a try over the hurdles, and obviously she jumped really well, and then to come up at the last 28th clear, and she jumped it. She did jump, and then she sort of just knuckled on landing. Um,
Hmm.
and then yeah, she went home for a break. She had a good break actually, and come back swing. She went to Weatherby, 80% fit.
Yeah.
Still won. So yeah,
I think that quite leads quite
Oh,
nicely on, Ryan, to just one more horse. Just a horse that I always see get really good market support is that Ambiente Amigo. Uh, not one yet over that sticks and was only rated 60 odd on the flat, but just like what Jordan said, like what actually do you look for then for a horse that's rated 60 something to then become a decent hurdler? Is it what is
She
there in
was
it?
she's rated 97, 98, isn't she?
All right.
Amigo?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, let's have a little look. Yeah, 99. Yeah.
Yeah, she 99. Yeah, and she ran. Um, she won at Newcastle first time out. She's a free going horse. She's quite a hard ride, and we took the hood off her at Newbury. Was pretty keen. Uh, she probably done a bit too much too soon and couldn't maintain it again.
Realistically, being a flat sort of centric channel, we probably should mention Wimbledon Hawkeye as well. Any sort of updates there, Ryan?
Yeah, he come back in last week. He's just trotting. He'll trot for the whole of January, and then he'll set up cantering again that he can in Feb, and go from there. Really, I think the Irish Derby probably a possibility. Maybe English. You have to see how he if he's trained on sort of thing. Sort of
See, I assume he's wintered well and everything, and he's come back into the yard all in good shape, everything.
Yeah, he's quite small. He was always small last year, but he seems to grow 2 hands if you take him to the races and stuff like that. He never really another one. We'd always leave a bit behind, which is what you want. He never like the gallops up sort of thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, I say Wimbledon Hawkeye, certainly one that I sort of looked at, especially with the way he finished out that race at the Royal Lodge. Looked like he'll step up and trip. Is going to be he's going to relish it. Um, did you know? Was it a fact that maybe the futurity a couple of weeks after that, was it just um, probably turned out a bit too quick after that maybe, and didn't quite have a was it a fact that beaten by more well prepped horses on the day, obviously hot as hell, and is it Delacroix that was ahead of him?
Yeah, I'd say the ground more than anything because he's small. I know he won on soft at Newmarket, but it wasn't really that soft.
Yeah.
He's a good moving horse, and obviously he's small, so you know, I'd say on quick ground you'll see a different horse over there.
So middle distance on quick ground, as I assume that's where you'll be sort of the options will lie for him in the spring. I'm assuming, is it the fact that you probably get a trial into him? You
Yeah,
would
he'll probably
imagine.
go. Yeah, ideally. Yeah, I don't know where Tim wants to go with him. I'd say probably a Craven or someone like that. Really, wouldn't you? Start him up there and go from there.
I know that was it last year. Obviously, with Fanshaw's horse for the Gredleys, they went for Lingfield, didn't they? Lingfield trials before going into the Derby, wasn't it? Would you be similar sort of pattern maybe?
Well, yeah, I'd say he'd come to hand quite early. I'd say you might want to get a run into him before then. That's in May, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I'd say to run that, get a run into him before
Hmm. Right. Okay. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Jordan, did you have any more horses you want to talk about, or shall we just all go? If you just one to watch, have you got one to watch for whether it's the remainder of the this jump season or into the flat season? One to sort of keep an eye out on and improve, or maybe something that's maybe under the radar that we haven't previously mentioned. One to keep an eye out for, Ryan?
that. I'll give you two. I'll give you one on the flat and one on the jumps.
Oh, even better.
So there's a horse. He's entered on Saturday. He's still immature, but I think in the next 2 months he'll do a lot of improving. He's a horse called Wild Bill.
Okay.
And on the flat, I've got a soft spot for the horse, but I think he could be handicapped. A good horse in handicap. He won at Doncaster last year. A horse called Pellitory.
Pellitory. Right, so Pellitory offers on the flat and Wild Bill for sort of remainder of the jump season. What two to look out for? So have you got that in your notebooks, Jordan, Zach?
I've just jotted that down on a bit of paper.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is, thank you for sparing some time this evening. I know you're a very busy man between now and obviously for Reggie. I mean, we've even caught you at Kempton this evening, so best of luck for the horses. You got to run at 8 o'clock, haven't you?
Yeah, she's got a little chance. I think she's a bit short, but listen, she's bred to get the mile and a half, and she won't be far away. But I'd have liked a bit of 6-1, not 7-4, 2-1. There we go.
Yeah, like I say, the price is kind of gone, isn't it, a little bit?
Yeah.
But nevertheless, but yeah, thank you so much for taking time out this evening. Jordan, Zach, did you have anything else you wanted to ask?
No, nothing to ask. I just wanted,
like you said, just thank you, really.
Thank
Same
you.
as Jordan. Yeah, agreed. Just thanks for taking the time out. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Super.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan, so much.
Well done, lads. Take care. Good luck in
Yeah,
Cheers,
yeah.
Ryan.
Good luck for the remainder of the season. Thank you. Well, I mean, brilliant of Ryan to take a few moments to join us. Been very busy man. Very informative as well. Hope you all got a kick out of that this evening, and much more for that we'll be doing between now and the coming months. We'll be back in February with another podcast episodes talking about where we sort of obviously we was talking to Ryan about sort of where his roots and how he got into the racing industry. We'll be talking about more how we got into what we're doing right now and sort of like our love for racing. But until then, we've been Threefold Racing, and I hope you've had a great evening with our special guest, Brian King. Goodbye for now.